I'm a savage in meltdown mode. And if reports are to be believed, that might be exactly how Diddy is reacting inside his cell right now. Because guess what? Justin Bieber just formed an unexpected alliance with Cassie, and the ripples are shaking. The very core of Diddy's already fragile legal defense. What these two just did could be the final nail in the coffin, sealing his fate and keeping him locked up for good. Let's get into it. If you've been off the grid, or if your Wi-Fi's been struggling harder than Diddy's defense team, let me catch you up. Diddy, real name Sean Combs, is facing a mountain of charges: sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution. His federal trial began on May 12, 2025 in New York City, and it's already producing more plot twists than a Tyler Perry finale. At the heart of this legal whirlwind, Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, the woman who stood beside him from 2007 to 2018. And now, she's the star witness testifying against him. Back in November 2023, Cassie filed a civil lawsuit accusing Diddy of years of physical abuse and forcing her into disturbing sexual encounters. Freak-offs, as he allegedly called them. That case was settled within 24 hours for a whopping $20 million. But far from ending the controversy, that settlement only opened the floodgates. Because Cassie wasn't done. She stepped up again, this time as a key witness in the federal criminal case. From May 13 to May 16th, she sat on the stand for 4 straight days, recounting harrowing experiences that left the entire courtroom breathless. She told a story of emotional manipulation, psychological control, and physical abuse spanning years. One of the most shocking pieces of evidence? A 2016 surveillance video from the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles, released by CNN in 2024. The footage allegedly shows Diddy dragging, kicking, and punching Cassie in a hotel hallway. She testified that she'd gotten a busted lip and bruises from that attack, an attack that came after she tried to leave one of these so-called freak-offs. According to Cassie's testimony, these freak-offs were orchestrated by Diddy himself and often involved male escorts. She was allegedly coerced into participating while Diddy watched and recorded the entire ordeal. This wasn't just some wild Hollywood party. It was trauma disguised as pleasure. In the documentary series Fall of Diddy, a former makeup artist described the aftermath of one such incident. Cassie, she said, appeared with knots on her head, a bruised eye, and a split lip. They didn't call the police. They didn't go to the hospital. They were too afraid. But Cassie wasn't the only one to testify. On May 16th, Dawn Richard, a former member of Danity Kane and Diddy, Dirty Money, took the stand to corroborate Cassie's claims. She described witnessing Diddy attack Cassie at his Los Angeles mansion in 2009, hitting her in the head and beating her on the ground. When bandmates and former employees are confirming your violent behavior on the record, you know things are bad, and then it gets darker. Yasim Binda, a Homeland Security agent, testified about a September 2024 raid on Diddy's Park Hyatt hotel room. What did they find? $9,000 in cash, ketamine, MDMA, bottles of baby oil, mood lighting. It looked less like a hotel room and more like a scene from a true crime documentary. Diddy's legal team is trying to spin it. They're painting Cassie as a willing participant in a swinger's lifestyle. During cross-examination, they cited explicit texts from 2016 in which she seemingly planned a freak-off. But Cassie's response? Chilling. She said those texts were sent under coercion and fear. She even stated under oath that she would return the $20 million settlement if it meant erasing the trauma she endured. Let that sink in. Money can't buy healing. Money can't undo what's been done. She described being forced to participate in freak-offs even while sick, menstruating, or battling UTIs. She was allegedly threatened with violence or with the release of the taped sessions if she refused. This isn't just disturbing, it's devastating. And the fact that Cassie had the courage to testify, to relive that horror in front of the world? That strength most of us will never understand. It's 2009. Justin Bieber is a fresh-faced teenager with dreams of superstardom. He's barely 15 when he's introduced to Diddy through Usher. What followed was a friendship or mentorship that in hindsight is drawing more than a few raised eyebrows. In a resurfaced YouTube video titled Justin Bieber's 48 HRS with Diddy, The then 40-year-old mogul boasts about spending an entire weekend with young Bieber. He even jokes that he has custody of the teen pop star and describes their hangouts as a 15-year-old's dream. "I have been given custody of him," Diddy says with a laugh. "For the next 48 hours, he's with me. And we're going to go buck-full crazy." Excuse me? It's not just the phrasing that feels off, it's the body language, the power dynamic. The whole unsettling tone of an adult man talking about a teenage boy like a plaything. And it didn't stop there. In another 2010 clip, Diddy confronts Bieber on camera about why they haven't been spending time together. Bieber, visibly uncomfortable, stammers an awkward reply and offers his phone number. He looks like a kid trying to escape the principal's office. Then, in a 2011 interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Diddy refers to Bieber as his little brother. Then quickly backpedals when Bieber mentions a promised Lamborghini. Diddy jokes. He knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Excuse me? Again? In the wake of the 2025 trial and Cassie's explosive testimony, these old videos are taking on a much more disturbing tone. Fans, journalists, and even legal experts are reevaluating what really went on behind those closed doors. So where does Justin Bieber stand now? On May 16, 2025, in the middle of the media storm surrounding the trial, Bieber's team issued a statement. And it hit hard. Although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Boom. He didn't just distance himself from Diddy. He acknowledged the victims. He validated their pain. And while he didn't name Cassie directly, the implication was clear. I believe these women. This wasn't a vague PR statement. This was a quiet but thunderous show of support for the prosecution. And you better believe Diddy felt that blow. Remember, this is someone who once bragged about his influence over Bieber. Now that same kid is turning his back, publicly and unequivocally. Sources close to Bieber have shared that he's deeply disturbed by the allegations against Diddy and wants no connection to the man he once called a mentor. He reportedly described their relationship as performative and distant, more about image than genuine closeness. Even Usher, the one who first introduced Bieber to Diddy, has been noticeably silent. Back in 2016, Usher gave a cryptic interview with Howard Stern, admitting he witnessed some curious things at Diddy's home when he was just 15. When asked if he'd send his own child to stay with Diddy, "Hell no," Usher replied. That says everything. Bieber didn't speak up immediately. He waited, watched, calculated. He let Cassie deliver her 4 days of heartbreaking testimony. He let other witnesses take the stand. He let the 2016 hotel video air out in court. Then, and only then, did he release his statement. It was precise, powerful, and perfectly timed. Not too early to be dismissed, not too late to seem opportunistic. Just enough to show he's on the right side of history. And now, the industry is reeling. Because when Justin Bieber, one of the most recognizable names in music, takes a public stance, the world listens. Even if he isn't testifying, his voice carries weight. His subtle, calculated betrayal of Diddy may be one of the most damaging moves yet. If you thought Cassie's testimony and Bieber's statement were the end of it, think again. This case goes deeper than anyone imagined, and more names are being dragged into the storm. Since Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit in November 2023, over 70 lawsuits have followed. More than 100 accusers have come forward, each alleging a similar pattern of abuse and manipulation by Diddy. Among them, Don Richard, April Lampros, Crystal McKinney, Brianna Bongolan, and Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Each has detailed their own experiences, painting a chilling portrait of alleged systemic abuse. Dawn Richard, a former member of Danity Kane, testified that she not only witnessed Cassie's abuse, but was allegedly victimized herself. Lil Rod, a former producer, claimed in a February 2024 lawsuit that Diddy sexually assaulted him and involved him in unwanted encounters, even naming actor Cuba Gooding Jr. as being part of one disturbing incident aboard Diddy's yacht. But perhaps the most haunting development is the emergence of a memoir allegedly written by Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-partner and the mother of 4 of his children. Titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, the book claims to be a collection of diary entries that unveil horrifying allegations. Among the most explosive claims, videotapes of minors allegedly found in Diddy's vault, alleged. Encounters with celebrities including Tupac, YK Osiris, and others. Accounts of physical abuse, including an incident where Diddy allegedly broke Kim's nose. Publisher Chris Todd says he was offered access to these tapes. The claims haven't been independently verified, but the allegations were enough to prompt federal interest and a grand jury review. Close friends of Kim Porter, including Ebony Electra, have publicly denied the authenticity of the memoir. But the co-author insists the source was a mutual friend with deep ties to both Kim and Diddy. Inside Brooklyn's MDC, where Diddy is being held, conditions are so dire the facility is known as Hell on Earth. Deplorable sanitation, violence, suicide risks. It's a place no one wants to be. And now Diddy has reportedly been placed on suicide watch. He's been denied bail twice, despite offering up millions in assets, home detention, and passport surrender. The judge ruled that he posed a flight risk and a threat to witnesses. His legal team has demanded a transfer to a New Jersey facility, citing threats from other inmates and unlivable conditions. But for many, sympathy is in short supply. In the wake of Cassie's testimony and Bieber's veiled statement, former friends and allies are suddenly nowhere to be found. Even longtime collaborator Jay-Z has gone radio silent, sparking speculation that he may be implicated in some of the same disturbing freak-off events. Old photos featuring Jay-Z, Diddy, Jennifer Lopez, and Aaliyah have resurfaced, fueling internet chatter. And then there's Chris Brown, named in the same lawsuit as Lil Rod, and accused of attending freak-offs where minors were allegedly present. A separate 2022 lawsuit accuses Chris Brown of raping a woman on a yacht at Diddy's house. More celebrities are bracing for impact as media outlets, federal prosecutors, and documentarians close in. Enter Curtis, 50 Cent, Jackson, one of Diddy's longest-standing rivals. He's not just commenting, he's producing. Through G-Unit Film and Television, he's working on a documentary titled Surviving Diddy, modeled after Lifetime's Surviving R. Kelly. Netflix won the bidding war, 50 Cent wrote on Instagram. If more victims come out, I'm going to need more episodes. Proceeds from the series, he claims, will go to victims of sexual assault. With major platforms now involved, the cultural reckoning isn't just real, it's imminent. As of late, May 2025, the prosecution continues building its case. With Cassie, Don Richard, and Homeland Security agents having testified, Victim 2 and Victim 3 are expected to take the stand soon. Diddy's defense team is scrambling. Their argument? That the freak-offs were consensual, part of a shared lifestyle. But with the 2016 video, dozens of lawsuits, and damning witness statements, it's an uphill battle. If convicted, Diddy faces life in prison, with a minimum sentence of 15 years for sex trafficking alone. But no matter the verdict, one thing is clear: his reputation is already destroyed. His legacy, shattered, and the culture of silence that protected him, finally cracking. Cassie's courage to speak up may have inspired others to find their voices. And now, more than ever, the industry is reckoning with its darkest secrets. This isn't just about justice for Cassie. It's about every victim who was too afraid to speak. It's about change, and it's only just begun.